Welcome friends and family to the next dress in my wedding dressmaking series. Today I'll be sewing Monica's dress. Monica's dress will be the second dress in this dressmaking series. Monica is my maid of honor and my cousin. She also does not live in the same state as me, so I have a small window of time when she will be home over Thanksgiving to be able to try on with her. Monica picked a scoop neckline with a small cap sleeve for her dress style. I'm a little bit worried that these pattern pieces are going to be big like Mackenzie's were. Can you be quiet? Monica and I are very similar in size, so I'm less worried about this dress fitting her because if it fits me, it will fit her. So I'm hoping that we will only have to do this one try on over Thanksgiving and then I can perfect it. Let's get to sewing. I made sure to lay them out on my mannequin and just ensure that I didn't need to cut any extra off before I went through the process of sewing them together, so I didn't have to do as much rework as I did on the last dress. I'm adding a really heavy duty interfacing to the lining of the bodice just to try to give it some more structure because the back of the dress is going to be so open. It's going to make it difficult for the bridesmaids to wear a bra, and I want to make sure that they feel supported, so adding that heavy duty interfacing to the lining will hopefully be able to give them enough support. There's also alternatives that I can use, I'm just not as familiar with, which is why I'm putting the interfacing in first. When you iron out the bust points on a bodice, generally people use something called a ham, which is just a rounded kind of surface to iron on. I don't have one of those, so what I do is I take a bunch of extra muslin fabric that I have, roll it up into kind of a oblong shape ball, and then either rubber band it together or safety pin it together. If I can just get it all the way rounded up, and then I'm gonna get some pins because this rubber band isn't going to hold the way that I want it to. I'm just going to pin it together. I can get this pin open. So I'm just going to pin these pieces together. You just want it to kind of resemble
that same shape, so it makes it a little bit easier to iron out that seam. And this seems to work fine enough. Could probably get it pressed out a little bit nicer if I had an actual ironing ham, but this has always worked just fine for me. Monica and I grew up about an hour apart from each other. Every time that we got to spend together was super, super special. Monica and I are also super close in age, so she is actually 2 weeks older than me. So we were always super close at any family event. She was always the person that I wanted to know if was going to be there. We got together, we always ended up playing some video games together, and I always really enjoyed playing Just Dance with her. That was one of my favorites. I know that my brother and I always liked to play Animal Crossing at their house because they had completed it on the GameCube. But yeah, we had a lot of fun sleepovers at her house. When I got engaged, it was a no-brainer that Monica was going to be my maid of honor. When we were fairly young, we made kind of a promise to each other that when we got married, we would be a part of each other's wedding. I don't know that Monica remembers that, but that's something that I always remember. We played sports together, so it was always fun. Our schools only played each other once a year, but we used to play each other in basketball and in soccer, and it was always just super special. Those were my favorite games to play. This dress was honestly so easy for me to make. It was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I flew through the construction of this dress. I'm really surprised on how quickly I was able to get as far as I did in just one day, and then it took me just a couple of nights after work to be able to finish it. The sleeves for this dress came out longer than I expected them to be. I used a different pattern piece than I did for Mackenzie's, but I feel like they turned out a very similar length. So when I try this bodice on with Monica, I'm just gonna ask her where she wants that sleeve to end and then adjust it from there instead of adjusting it beforehand. That way she can really get the exact length that she wants it to be. It's really fun to have you all here and be able to see everything that's kind of going on behind the scenes in getting ready for our wedding. The next dress I will be making is for my bridesmaid, Janice. She picked a scoop neckline with a thicker tank top strap for her bodice. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me and for being here, and I'll see you next time.
Do I have any idea what I'm doing? No. Can you even see what I'm doing? Awesome. No.